Hi, I'm Irving. You have just entered Cartertopia. Wonder Woman took a wrong turn on her way to Paradise Island and wound up in a jungle somewhere in Nazi-controlled Africa. And she's not alone. It's Roddy McDowell! Seriously, it looks like they reused one of the ape suits from one of the movies. It stalks Wonder Woman until... It's a good thing she had that whistle. Why did she have that whistle? Because that's not Wonder Woman. Her name is Erica and she's a Nazi behavioral scientist. She's perfected a method of training the gorilla, Gargantua by name, to do anything she wants, including capture Wonder Woman without hurting or killing her. But she and her team have a more immediate assignment. One of their top agents has been taken by the Americans and they suspect he's defecting. They need to get him back and find out what he's told the Allies. They head to Washington to locate him. Their cover? A circus, of course.
The closest thing to a man any of you will ever see. Look at his face. You can see the same emotions most humans have. Anger, desire, fear. When scientists examined Gargantua, they said he could be one of the missing links between animals and us.
Step 1, find the rogue agent. Where is he? Who is he?
A location at 12th and M Streets. Another at Potomac Parkway.
Mr. Styler certainly does have a lot of information.
Yes, he does. He's the most important enemy agent to come over to our side since the war began.
Well, then the information he gives us could save a lot of lives.
If it's true.
He's John Hillerman. At this point, people knew him mainly from Blazing Saddles, which appeared 4 years earlier. It'd be a few more years before he became a household name as Higgins, the stuffy but fiercely loyal butler in Magnum P.I.
There's always a chance he's a double agent, feeding us false information and hoping we'll act on it.
The information he's given us so far has checked out.
Well, if it continues to check out, and he really has defected, you can bet the Nazis will do anything they can to get him back.
Like sending a 7-foot-tall gorilla to get him.
Dead or alive.
Well, they wouldn't kill him. They'd have to find out what he's told us.
Plot point. Later that night, in a deserted oil refinery...
Hans,
Yes, Carl.
I have located Steigler.
Where?
American intelligence has converted an old apartment building for their top secret personnel. He is being held on the 4th floor.
This script is printed on recycled paper. Oh wait, it's 1942, we don't do that yet. Where'd they get this guy? He sounds like Larrabee from Get Smart. For those who don't know, Larrabee was a robot. In that apartment that Robbie the Robot mentioned, Major Trevor is trying to assure the agent that he's well guarded and safe. There are MPs outside his door on every floor and in the alleys in the street. The Nazis can't get to him. Yeah, sure.
You see this? I've just had this installed. Now, if there is an emergency, this button will alert the MPs on guard.
Good, good.
See you tomorrow then. Same time?
Yes, tomorrow.
While he paces, smokes, and worries, the Nazis pull up at the entrance to the alley.
Sorry, sir, you can't go any further.
Just stay still, no fast moves. Move!
That's their heavy guard? One guy? Clearly, the Nazis are overwhelmed with fear, give up, and go home. One guy? I think Steve is losing it. Now that the heavily guarded alley is clear, it's time to turn Gargantua loose. What did he think was gonna happen? You have a gun, dude! Okay, you saw what it did to your buddy. Better shoot it. You have a sidearm. Use it! Do any of these guys really think they can wrestle that thing? And it'll continue. Every MP he meets tries to go hand to hand with him instead of shooting him. I don't get it. At least not yet. Later on I will. And so will you. Hit the panic button. Hit the panic button. That's not the panic button. Hit the panic button! Hit the button, you idiot!
Ah! No!
It only rings while you're holding it down? Now I know Trevor's lost it. Okay, you see the situation. Shoot it, now! I think these guys are all Barney Fife. They're allowed one bullet and they keep it in their pocket. Why didn't any of them think to shoot a wild animal that's attacking humans? While Steigler tries to convince the Nazis that he's not a defector, didn't tell the Americans anything, and they've actually engineered his escape, they're not buying it. Steve and Diana examine the apartment and find a clue.
It is definitely gorilla hair, Major.
That's Dr. Osmond, a world-renowned behavioral scientist. He says the only reason a gorilla would have to climb up there, break in, and take Steigler is if he was trained to do so. He says for someone who knows what they're doing, it's not all that difficult. But there's something odd about this gorilla hair. It has crude oil on it.
A refinery? There's one near the old Georgetown Road.
Yes, that's the Gillian oil refinery.
No, that can't be it. They're working around the clock for the war effort. There must be hundreds of people there.
Steve, the Gillian oil refinery moved to a new location 6 months ago. I think the old refinery is still empty.
Steve heads for the refinery while Diana calls Etta to tell Command where he is, then changes to Wonder Woman to protect him from his inevitable blunders.
It's Wonder Woman.
I knew she would find us.
How are you so sure?
No clue I left to lead them here. A little gorilla hair streaked with crude oil. Have you forgotten about her special bracelets? You won't be able to get a bullet near her.
I'll have to see that with my own eyes.
I'm sure he will, right before she puts his lights out. They make Steigler call for help to draw her into the room, and she meets Gargantua.
Wonder Woman, meet Gargantua.
What have you done to this poor animal?
Experimenting.
Have you heard him?
Gargantua is living proof of my theory to alter the response factor of wild animals.
After a little more pseudoscience, they make Wonder Woman go into the next room. Then Gargantua enters.
Gargantua, stop. I'm your friend. You don't understand. They are your enemy.
Just then, Major Trevor arrives with 2 jeep loads of MPs. As they head inside, the spies head out the back, taking Steigler with them. But Erica has to leave Gargantua behind.
Wonder Woman!
No! Don't shoot! Why did you shoot him?
So the only time one of these guys actually thinks to shoot it is after Wonder Woman has subdued it and told him not to shoot. Talk about good help being hard to find.
He didn't know what he was doing. I'm so sorry, my friend.
Wonder Woman, are you all right?
Oh, I'm fine, but he's hurt. The sergeant didn't understand. This poor innocent animal's just being used by the Nazis.
They take him to Dr. Osmond. He's sedated now, so they can treat his wound and figure out what the Nazis have done to him.
At home, on Paradise Island, we live in peace with all animals.
I shot one of those once with my crossbow.
But she shot it peacefully. Even before Donny Osmond starts, Gargantua is coming to realize that Wonder Woman is a friend, and they form a sort of connection. Dr. Octopus sets to work on the reprogramming. Sometime later, Steve and Diana drop in to check his progress.
You've done a wonderful job, Doctor.
Thank you.
Will Gargantua be all right, Doctor?
Oh, I hope so. Tomorrow, I'll start giving him visual images.
Smooth. And Gargantua knows. all together now. Aww.
Yes?
Dr. Osmond?
Yes, I'm Osmond.
I'm Erica Bellegarde. I'm Otto Bellegarde's daughter.
Oh, yes. You must be here with the circus.
Yes. May we come in?
Yes, certainly.
She heads straight for Gargantua.
You're the one who trained him. Help him!
But her whistle doesn't work anymore. She tries a picture of Wonder Woman.
They have reprogrammed him.
Then there's no way you can bring him back. You have lost control of him.
I'd move away from her if I were you, dude, because those are fighting words. They get word that the Coast Guard is tracking their escaped U-boat, so pickup is going to be delayed a few hours.
You had your chance, Erica. Steigler's the only thing that matters now.
I agree with Carl. We leave right now.
All right, Hans. We'll go. But remember, my report to the High Command will have to be that you personally aborted my plans to capture Wonder Woman.
All right, Erica. We'll play it your way.
We can't go on together with suspicious minds.
She sets to work reprogramming Gargantua. That seems to happen to him a lot.
As I increase the power, force him to look at this picture of Wonder Woman.
What makes you think this makeshift setup will work this time?
It will work.
Well, sure, that answers the question. Basically, she gives him painful electrical stimulation while forcing him to look at a picture of Wonder Woman. It's supposed to make him associate intense pain with her and make him want to kill her to stop the pain. People actually do this stuff to animals. On purpose. People suck. Gargantua refuses to play.
Increase the power. It's working.
Notice his eyes. He's not looking at the picture. He's looking at you.
Keep the picture there.
You. And since he's the world's smartest ape, he figured out where the pain was coming from, and it wasn't coming from Wonder Woman. One of Trevor's men has spotted the group at a warehouse on a pier. He heads out to go catch him and tells Diana, "You need to stay behind. It's too dangerous." For who? As usual, Wonder Woman gets there first. She uses her lasso and Wonder climbs to the roof.
Wonder Woman.
While she wraps up Erica, the other two head for the door. But before Wonder Woman can go after them, someone else appears.
What have they done to you? Oh, stop. I can't breathe. We're friends. Oh, please stop. No.
Wonder Woman.
Erica may have underestimated Wonder Woman's strength. Wonder Woman immediately starts comforting Gargantua while Erica, bound by the golden lasso, can only stand there and watch.
No! You mustn't hurt anyone. Not even her. I won't hurt you. Come with me.
Gargantua is back at the circus without his Nazi trainer this time. But that's not enough for Wonder Woman.
Don't be afraid.
The court gave her 5 years for grand theft gorilla. She releases Gargantua back into that jungle in Africa. where he was immediately trampled to death in an elephant stampede. Back in Washington, Steve is a little worried.
It's just not like Diana to take time off like this.
Well, I'm sure she'll be back any minute, Major.
Where'd you say she went?
She didn't say. She just said she had an errand to run.
What kind of an errand can take all afternoon?
Oh. Excuse me.
Diana comes in, sees what's going on, says, "He's mine," and slaps Etta into the middle of next week.
Steve? Etta?
Diana, I was beginning to worry about you.
I'm sorry I'm late. I just had to drop off a friend.
In Africa, no big deal. The message isn't subtle, but it's well done. I admit, when I first saw what Gargantua was, I expected the worst. But for what they had to work with at the time, he isn't as ridiculous as we might have expected. His motions are more human than simian, to be sure, but he's also supposed to be a particular kind of gorilla that's as close to humans as it gets. They established that early on, and it's a reasonable explanation for some of his human-like attributes. With one or two exceptions, the Nazis were well played and Erica was a good villain. I would have liked to see more interaction between her and Wonder Woman, but you can only fit so much into an hour. What we fit into this one was very good. I am Irving, and you are now exiting Cartertopia.